Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the fourth video in the Study in the USA series I've been making so far, and I am so excited for the love and support you guys have been showing to these videos. Guys, I am so excited. Yes, if you're wondering, but Valeen, you're wearing the same outfit in all the videos and you're acting like you're excited. I know you guys will definitely show it so much love and support, so I am just acting it out and manifesting it in this video regardless of when it was filmed. Yeah, so thank you guys so much. So if you're new on this channel and you're seeing me for the first time, thank you. Please do not make this your last time. Consider subscribing and becoming a part of this family. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your love and support thus far. And again, I must give accolade to who accolade is due. So if you are in that special category of people who watch my content without subscribing, I want to thank you for viewing my content, but please consider subscribing right now or in the course of the video or at the end of the video. Just subscribe, because that will encourage me to do more and even push out my video to more people on YouTube. So help me help the algorithm and help me put out more content out there and serve more people. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to fill out and submit your application form. I decided to make this video first before making the next video because I feel like it's important that people understand how this works. Sometimes people are confused about how to navigate the website of the universities that they are interested in. They don't know where to look, they don't know where the application form and everything is. So it's really pretty hectic and overwhelming, I understand, and that's why I'm making this video, to take away that confusion and everything. Of course, my clients and the people I mentor personally, they already know these things, but I feel like you people should also have like a snippet of it as well. So thank me in the comments and I would really appreciate that as well. So guys, let's talk about the things you learn in this video. You're going to learn how to navigate a university's website, where to find the application form, how to fill out your application form, how to get funding, how to convert your application to get full funding for your study abroad journey. So if this is something that you're itchy to learn, then of course watch the video from the beginning to the end. And if you haven't seen the videos I've made in the past about, you know, the things you have to do before the before the application phase, then watch the video where I talked about the documents you need and everything. Also watch the video that I talked about the factors to consider before you choose a school, and also watch the video where I talked about how to find a school in the US as well. Those videos would definitely help you, and I know it's helped a lot of people, and it will help you as well. So just so that you understand the flow and you just get a hang of things. So today's video is going to be focused, like I said, on how you can fill out the application yourself and hit the submit button. So let's talk about the first things you have to do. So before you can complete your application or even begin the application process or fill out that application form, you need to understand or know the requirements of that school. And I talked about this in my video where we discussed how to find a school in the USA. So if you've not seen that video, I encourage you to watch that video. That's why I made them in series, so that you understand and just know what you're supposed to know before the next video, right? So knowing the requirements is the first place to start. The next thing that you have to know is that, are you eligible to apply to that school? Knowing the requirements is one thing. There's no such thing as let me apply, maybe or maybe not, maybe or maybe not. Do you meet the requirements? Are you eligible? And if you're eligible, then you can then begin the application process, because remember, you are going to be paying application fee. So this is where the application fee comes in handy, because you cannot click the submit button without making that application fee or even showing the receipt or the number that is stated in the receipt that you're issued, which signifies that you've made that payment. So these three things are key before beginning the application itself. The application, you might even start the application process, save your your progress, and then when it gets to the point where you have to pay the application fee, you then proceed to make that payment, because without that you cannot even submit your application, as it were. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is how then do you navigate the website of these schools. It is pretty easy, but most times people do not know these things, so they are overwhelmed. They just go round in circles and waste a lot of time. But what you have to do is, when you go to a website, let's say you're going to the University of Valeen, Texas, right? So when you get to the University of Valeen, Texas, and after you've figured out this is the school that suits you, meets up, checks out all the factors that you've considered and everything, you go to University of Valeen, Texas. You go to the admissions tab, or the admissions section. When you get to the admissions section, choose international students, right? So you see every university, they have the admissions section on their website. So when you get there, just click on the international student option, and that international student option will now take you to a place where you decide if you're going for a graduate program or an undergraduate program, or even a PhD. So a PhD will also fall within that graduate program, because when you click on the graduate program, it's going to ask if you're going for a master's or a PhD program. But if you're going for an undergraduate program, just choose the one that works, that fits your application at that point in time. So let's imagine that the person is going to the University of Valeen, Texas to study masters in cybersecurity. So I click on admissions, I click on international students, and I also click on graduate program, and I click masters, right? So if I'm clicking on graduate programs, after I'm done with clicking that, it will ask me for the major that I'm going for. So it will display so many courses, like masters in chemistry, masters in YouTubing, masters in looking good, just something. So I click on masters in cybersecurity because that's what I'm going for. Sometimes it would even require you to click on your faculty first, and then from the faculty you click on the department itself. Sometimes people get confused. There's a difference between faculty and your department. Your faculty is like, let's say faculty of science or faculty of arts. So all the arts courses are under one faculty, and then in one faculty you have various departments. So when you click on your faculty, you click on the department, and then you click on the course that you're going for. So that's how you navigate the website of any university in the USA and even other countries, as it were. So always understand that if you are confused at any given point, you can easily use the contact us section. So always utilize our contact us section. You see either emails or phone numbers that you can call at any point in time to ask them any questions that you cannot find answers to on the website. So best believe that there are things that are not listed on the website that can be very useful to you. These are secrets that I teach my clients or the people I mentor one-on-one. And if you want to be a part of that community, of a part of my Study Abroad Genius Masterclass, click the link in the description to join the wait list for the next batch. Remember that the admission season is upon us. Admissions will be open in August, and so this is the right time to start. And if you want to join that cohort, then join that wait list, and you can learn all the secrets that I know and how to get yourself funded for your study abroad journey. So now let's talk about the process itself. Now you know how to navigate the website. Now you have all the requirements ready. You know that you are eligible. You've met everything that has been stated on the website. So what do you do next? So now you see the application form there. Once you've navigated to the web faculty, the department, and even to the major itself, you now see fill out application form. So once you see that application form, you fill out that application form. Trust me, it's going to be a link, and then you see the profile. Of course, you must have a profile with the school. If you don't have a profile with the school, there's no way that you're going to be able to fill out the application. All right, so you need to also set up your application or your profile with the school so you are able to apply, right? And please be very mindful of the information you use to open your profile, because most times people forget these things, and then they end up reaching out to the schools for weeks upon weeks just to figure out what was their username, their password. Of course it's easy, but you don't want to be bothering them with things like that, because it can also hinder your chances of being admitted in the school. These are secrets that I share with my clients who pay for these secrets. So yeah, Valeen, it's okay. So but thank me in the comments down below. So once you filled out the application form, there are two ways that you can go about this. You can fill out your application form online, or you can print that application form out and fill it out yourself and mail it to the school. It depends on the school. The school might say fill out everything online. Another school might say fill out, mail it to us, fill out the application form and mail it with every other document and send to us. And another school will be like, fill it out online, fill it out, print it out and still fill it out and send everything to us. So just know that, is this what the school is looking for? Whichever one that the school demands, then that's what you're supposed to do, so that you can up your chances of being admitted. So once you filled out your application form, there'll be a segment that would require you to upload all documentation. Now, in my video, I talked about the documents you need for your application phase. I listed all of those documents. So I'm not going to be coming here and listing out any documents here. Go and watch that video if you've not watched that video, so that you know the documents that you're supposed to upload at this segment. So I'll link it here somewhere. So upload your documents, ensure that you're uploading the right documents. And one thing again that is key with uploading your documents is to ensure that you assign each document the name that the document stands for. So let's say you're uploading your statement of purpose. When you're uploading that document, even if it is saved on your computer, please save it as the name of what the document stands for, so that when you're uploading it, that's what is going to show once it has been uploaded. These are secrets here and there that people will not tell you, and these are minor errors that you can do that can hinder your chances of being admitted. Now, another thing, you remember I said in this video, you're also going to learn how to convert your application to get full funding for your studies. I have said severally in my videos that it is good for you to apply early, and that even my clients and the people I mentor one-on-one, I tell them is the first thing I discuss with them, that your application needs to start at a certain time, because when you apply early, chances are that if there's funding being issued to the people who are admitted in that school, you're going to be considered first. So imagine if you applied in August and somebody applies in December. If you get your admission, you are going to get funding before the person that applies in December. So if you are doing the right things, if you've watched all my videos so far, chances are that you're 80% sure that you get funding, because you have the right letter of recommendation, you have your statement of purpose ready, you've written your exams. Even though the school waived your GRE or whatever, I advise people to go ahead and take these tests, because they would also say something about you to the admission team. I mean, if you take an additional step, especially during this pandemic, when they're like, okay, you know what, don't even do send us a GRE or anything, and you still take the step to have it done, it would actually outshine other people in the admission team. So if they are considering people to give scholarship, and then they are considering you and 10 other people, and amongst the 10 people you have 5 of you have the GRE, that could be a deciding factor for them, and they just give it to you. So ensure that those tests are written and that you have applied these principles that I am talking about. So now most schools would ask you to, when you're filling the form, they'll require you to choose or select if you want to be considered for assistantship position or funding position. Now, my advice to you, of course, you already know, if I tell you not to choose that option, then it means I shouldn't even own a YouTube channel to begin with, because the reason why I'm making this YouTube video is to ensure that you get funded for your study abroad journey. So ensure that you go ahead and select it. Select that option of you want to be considered for funding or for scholarship. Now, what you're telling them by selecting that is that, okay, I know that a lot of people would apply. Some people might not select that option, but I am selecting this option because I do need to be considered for funding. And let's say that you were no longer given funding for any reason, maybe because you applied late. If there's another opportunity that comes up in the future, they'll remember the people that actually applied. And let's say, okay, they don't remember, and then after you've selected selected that and you were not given scholarship, one thing that can happen is when you come to school and then you start reaching out to professors, I need scholarship here and there and everything. In my application, I stated that I needed funding, but I didn't get any funding, but I'm still here. You've just shown to them that you were, regardless of the fact that you were not given funding, you actually did want to come to the school. That one, check. The second thing that you've also let them know is that you also made your review that you wanted to be considered for funding. So it's a lot easier for them to now consider your third approach, which is reaching out to them again that, okay, yes, I wasn't given any funding for whatever reason, but I am still interested. So what that means is that if there's any other funding that will come up in the future, they will consider you before any other student that is applying for maybe, let's say, spring or summer session. So that's why it is very important that you do this part, because this is one key way to ensure that you get 100% scholarship or even 50% scholarship to pay off your tuition and your living expenses while you're here studying for your master's, your PhD, or even your undergraduate program. So now once you have check that option, the next thing is that most schools, if you're applying for that scholarship, they'll require you to submit a personal essay. Now this essay is different from your statement of purpose. This essay will just be you talking about why you need funding, why you want to be considered for this funding, why they should choose you and not choose another person. Just you selling yourself and indicating that you do have that financial need and you'd actually love to be considered for that financial need. So I tell you again in this video, if I didn't mention it in my video where I was talking about the things you have to, documents you need, then let me mention it now. Ensure that you have so the way you are planning for your statement of purpose, also plan for a financial statement, a statement that indicates your need for finance or funding for a particular school, so that when that option is there, you just check it and then you just upload or copy and paste what you've written in that form and submit your application. So I hope you guys are learning something, because people do not know that this is how it's done. Sometimes people just apply and they don't even see, it's very tiny somewhere, they don't even see that option of select if you want to be considered for assistantship or even scholarship. People don't see this. So know that it happens. And if you don't see it, in my class, my personal class where I mentor my clients or even my one-on-one mentorship sessions, I tell them what to do when it doesn't even appear there. You can do something, and you learn that in my class. And if you don't even want to sign up for the full class, you can also book a consultation with me just so that you figure this out as well, because it would help you. I mean, the return on investment for just this information alone is massive, because we're talking about either 50 to 100% funding or scholarship for your study abroad purposes. So the next thing, once that is done, the next thing is for you to save your work and then preview it. Don't just submit immediately. Once you've attached all your documents, once you've checked that option of you want to be considered for funding, once you've also submitted your personal essay indicating that interest and why you should be considered for that funding, then go ahead and save it and then preview everything that you've done so far. The reason why previewing your application is important is because you never can tell. You might have missed something. You might have spelled your name wrongly. You might have added your address wrongly. You might have written your phone number wrongly. You might have attacked the wrong document for the wrong thing. Just go over this whole process, and again, before you hit that submit button, reach out to your professors to ensure that their letters of recommendation have been sent to the school. Now, what do I mean? Some schools would prefer your professors to use their personal or educational or academic emails to send in a letter of recommendation for you, or even fill out the letter of recommendation online for you. So what that means is the school will send, once you are applying, they will ask you for the emails of your referees. And so when you add those 3 or 4 emails, they will send them private emails asking them to, send in their recommendation. So they don't have to submit a letter or anything. But the reason why it is good for you to reach out to them is because during my time, I reached out to my professor and I told him that I needed a letter of recommendation. The school wanted him to, do this exact step, send in the letter of recommendation online. They sent him a link. So it was so close for me to submit my application, but the school reached out to me and told me that they've not received any recommendation from my professor, so I cannot submit. So you see what I'm saying, that these steps, you need to ensure that all of these things are done, and you need to keep on following up or checking on your referee or whoever is going to provide that letter of recommendation. So I reached out to him because he was a very busy person. He was the director of the ICT center then in my school. So I told him, sir, please, this school is saying that you've not reached out to them, you've not sent in your letter of recommendation. And then he's like, oh, how? He checked his email, he didn't see it. He forgot that because it's an academic recommendation, they sent it to his academic emails rather than his personal email. So he was checking his personal email. So ensure that you let them know that, sir, if you have a personal email, it's not your personal email. So they might even forget that, oh, they already gave you their academic email and they are checking their personal emails. So you let them know that they should check their academic emails, and they should check either the spam folder or the junk or anything. And then you can also send the school, ask the school to send you the email that they use to reach out to them, and you can give that email to them so that they can search for that email particularly. And once they see that email, then they can see the letter from the school and send in your letter of recommendation. Once you've confirmed this and once you have reviewed your application and you see that everything is fine, go ahead and hit the submit button and tender in your application. And yes, this is the point where I tell you congratulations, because I believe that if you've been watching all my video and you've done everything that I stated in my videos, then best believe you get your admission, and you will even get 50 to 100% scholarship if you're doing the right thing. If you want me to personally coach you, hold your hand, while you start this journey to finish, then ensure to join my waitlist for the next batch of my Study Abroad Genius Masterclass, which is going to start in the month of August. Remember, admission season is upon us and you don't want to miss out on that right now. So guys, I hope this video was helpful. In this video, you've learned how to navigate the school website, know the required documents, find out if you meet up those requirements, and submit your application. Reach out to your professors to find out if they've submitted their letters of recommendation, if it's applicable to that school. And you also learned how to preview your application before you submit. And finally, you've also learned how to submit that application and wait for the decision from the school. So guys, this video will definitely help you. So if you forget anything at any point in time, feel free to always reference this video, watch the video over and over again until you get your visa, until you get your admission. Now visa is coming into my mouth because the next video I'll be making will be centered on how to fill out your visa application. I want to believe that after watching this video, and if you've been doing everything that I've stated so far, you will get your admission. And the next thing, what next should you do after you've gotten your visa, your admission, after you've gotten your I-20? What next should you do? So that video is going to touch points on how to fill out your visa application, the documents you need for your visa processing, and even what next to do after your admission, you've gotten your admission from an American university. So please ensure that you subscribe. If you've watched to this very point and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please ensure that you subscribe to my channel and turn your post notifications bell on so you're the first to get notified whenever I upload my content. Okay, and choose that option all. Don't choose the option personalized. The option all would help you get notified on all of my videos. And of course, give this video a huge thumbs up if you learned something, and don't forget to always reach out to me, send me emails, comment down below, because I reply all my comments, I like all my comments, and I'm just that extra. Okay, so yes, this is the end of this video. I hope you learned something here, and until we see again in my next video, I remain Valeen Oseh, and I pledge to never give up, and I hope that you do same. Bye guys.